Let's talk about franchise and MLB The Show 25. What you're going to be seeing today is new franchise gameplay from the developer stream for MLB The Show 25, showcasing the new improvements, changes, things like that for franchise coming to MLB The Show 25. And let me just say to start off, if you're a franchise player and you were hoping to see new and improved free agency, as well as just overall free agency logic, but player logic for contract values, trade logic, things like that, free agency and logic, if that's what you were looking for, you got your wish. Now, everything that I talk about today, these changes are going to be in March to October, but overall, there's just going to be way more depth in franchise mode compared to March to October, which is basically just a streamlined franchise. The overall offseason, but especially free agency, is going to be a little bit different. There's 16 total weeks, and you're going week by week. Each week, you're able to see how much your team has to spend for the offseason. If you're signing a free agent, obviously that amount that you have to spend is going to be going down. This number also includes, arbitration values, things like that. It's all factored into the amount you have to spend, and you're going to be seeing that amount changing from week to week. You have a big board for free agency. I think you guys might recognize this. If you've been playing March to October, you've been playing franchise, you're definitely going to think this is familiar, but you can have 3 agents on your big board at a time. Each time you go into this free agent process week by week, you're able to add or remove players to your big board, and you'll be able to see the motivation that player has to sign with your team. And there's going to be a beginning motivation for that player signing with your team. This is going to be different for every single team. The same free agent is not going to have the same starting motivation to sign with every single team. It's going to depend on a lot of factors, such as the size of the market, how good the team is, if there's any position competition on the team, if that team's a contender or not. There's going to be a lot of factors that determine that motivation for a player to sign with your team. But that motivation can be increased each week, and you can help increase that motivation through things like positional or team needs. You can set positional needs, so to match the players on your big board, but you can also match team needs to match those players, such as a power hitter or an on-base machine, things like that. You can set your positional and team needs. You can also change these week to week, so maybe your big board changes, a certain free agent signed, you had to replace them, maybe they rejected your offer, you replaced them. So you're able to change all of these things week to week to help increase that motivation and make it match your big board, make it match your team's needs. Now, you might notice on the big board, you're able to verify and learn what other teams are talking to the same free agent as you. Now, this can fail. You're not always guaranteed to be able to see this, but sometimes you're able to see the other teams interested in that same free agent as you. And keep in mind that the CPU controlled teams, the other teams in franchise, are going to be doing all of this same stuff as you under the hood. They have a big board. They're only going to be targeting 3 free agents max per week. They have needs, positional and teams. They're going through that exact same process as you. And overall, this new free agency system, as well as just the free agency logic, but then logic in general for player value, things like that. Overall, this free agency system and the free agency logic seems to be the biggest change to franchise this year. Maybe y'all, I don't play a lot of franchise. It's definitely not my most played mode, so I'm not the most qualified to talk about or give feedback on this. But how do franchise players, if you're someone who plays a lot of franchise, how do you feel about this? From what you've seen so far, we've still got a little bit more to talk about here in this video, but I'm just wondering how y'all feel about it. Let me know in the comment section, because I remember when I used to play franchise years and years and years ago, I used to love adding seats to my stadium, improving my team's transportation to make them happier. I used to love setting the hot dog prices, soda prices, ticket prices, things like that. I think there were TV deals, radio deals. Like, are things like that still in franchise? Or is that not stuff that you're able to do anymore? But I'm curious. In franchise, how do y'all feel about these changes we're hearing? Again, we still got a little bit more to talk about. Like I said, free agency system, that seems to be the big thing. But within free agency, there's improved player value, there's contract value, new and improved logic for the contracts, the player logic. Overall, you're going to be seeing more accurate and more realistic free agent signings, more accurate and more realistic trade values and logic. And you're going to see this where big market teams are going to be signing the big market players, the higher value players, much more often than a smaller market team. You're going to be seeing trades that accurately reflect value more often. Improved logic for free agency, for trades. Another improved logic is the defensive war. You're going to be seeing somebody like a shortstop or a center fielder get more value from their defensive ability than, say, somebody like a first baseman. They're not going to be getting as much value from first base, and you're going to be seeing the defense valued more compared to previous years with this new improved logic. But overall, the biggest changes that you're going to be seeing is going to be that new free agency system, that experience, as well as just overall the improved logic. I just want to recap free agency, the bullet points I wrote down during their stream, just making sure I'm not missing anything for y'all when it comes to this new and improved free agency. The contending teams will probably be more likely to sign free agents. If you are a good team, a player is going to be more likely to want to sign with you. If there's competition at a position, a player is probably going to be less likely to sign with you. If you already have an everyday, a star right fielder, that right field free agent probably isn't going to be as motivated to sign with you because of that position competition. Top free agents, I don't think this is the case with all free agents. I think it's only like the top 25. I think there might be a specific number, but top free agents can have a higher motivation to sign with you if you're the first team to offer them a contract. So keep that in mind during the free agency system. However, other free agents might want to let the offseason carry on a little bit, see all the offers that they can, but when a free agency has gone on, when that offseason's gone on and players aren't signed, they might be willing to take lower value. If you're getting towards spring training, if you're getting towards that 15th and 16th week of the offseason and a free agent still hasn't been signed or still hasn't been offered, they might be willing to take a lower deal because it's so late in the offseason. Now, you're able to set those positional and those team needs. The computer-controlled teams are able to do that, but just talking on the improved logic, players are going to be more likely to go where they're needed and wanted, and the free agent signings are going to make a lot more sense than they have any other year. There's last chance free agent opportunities. When you're scouting someone for free agency, thinking about signing them, trying to increase that motivation, certain players, if they're about to sign with another team, but they know you're interested, you might get a pop-up showing, hey, I have an offer. Do you want to give me a final offer? They're going to reach out to you. You're going to have a chance. Okay, here's my offer. Or, sorry, I'm not interested. You have those final chance opportunities. There's going to be new and improved market setting logic. If a player is a top free agent, other teams might wait to sign other players from that position until the top free agent is signed. Say Vlad Jr. is the top first baseman, for example. If he's not signed, other first base free agents might take longer to get signed, might not sign with the team until that Vlad Jr. contract, until that other player at that position, that top name is signed, just to kind of set the market, set that value, see what that top person at that position got. And other players at that position might take a while to sign until that one is done. And your offers matter. There's offer rejections. If you lowball a free agent, he's going to be less motivated to sign with you. And if he feels like you lowballed him too much, that's going to make it very unlikely. It's going to decrease your motivation quite a bit for that player to sign with you in the future if you lowball him. Players don't want to be disrespected. If you offer somebody a contract but maybe change your mind before they've given you their exception or rejection, you're able to withdraw that contract. But if you withdraw a contract offer, that will also cause the player's signing motivation to go down. So it seems like really everything that you're doing is having an impact on that player's motivation to sign with you, increasing it or decreasing it from week to week. And just overall, the contract values and numbers that you're seeing in franchise should be much more accurate to real life. Same with the arbitration values. They've improved and changed that a little bit. You're going to be seeing the defensive war matter. Defensive value is going to make trades and everything more accurate and more realistic. Just overall, free agency, contracts, trades, everything like that. Logic's been improved. Everything should be more accurate, more realistic compared to real life than ever before in MLB The Show. Contracts are going to matter more for trades. If a player's performance hasn't matched their contract, it's going to make that that's going to make that player harder to trade. If you have a veteran on some huge contract, he's not performing, it's going to be hard for you to move that contract to another team. We also saw a little bit of a new and improved depth chart. You're able to sort your depth chart year to year and you can see when players are going to become free agents, so you can think about offering them contracts in that year. You can also see your team's overall salary, the positional rank, just kind of like usual with the depth chart, but kind of a quality of life change to the depth chart. And they did mention you're going to be seeing a few quality of life changes just overall in franchise, especially on the player card, seeing things like recent games on the player card. You're going to be able to see contracts, when that player was drafted, what year, what round on their player card. So just overall some quality of life changes have been added to franchise as well. And that's really it that we have to talk about for franchise. As far as I'm aware, in MLB The Show 25, in the comment section, I really want to know what y'all think, because I'm not the most qualified to talk about it by any means. I barely play any franchise anymore. I'm thinking I might try to get back into it, maybe start a franchise series here on YouTube for MLB 25, but last few years, franchise definitely not my go-to mode. So in the comment section, I really want to see what y'all think. See if you're happy about these changes. See if you feel like franchise is still missing stuff you wanted to see added, all that. So I want to know your thoughts on everything for franchise, MLB The Show 25. Let me know in the comments. As always, feel free to drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for daily uploads. You might enjoy one of the videos on screen, another on the channel. But otherwise, hopefully I'll see you in tomorrow's daily upload.